dead center. This is one of the best compounds to be in currently in the circle. So, yeah, I guess it makes sense. They didn't want to risk that. And you know what? That's also intelligent from Vietnam. Even though they have a massive lead, how many times have we seen a team with a massive lead just like, oh, we can push this, we can fight this. They died, they go out early, they don't get points. Then all of a sudden that starts a snowball effect that really starts to come back and haunt them. So, Vietnam, fair play.
Oh, man, Bart. This is not great. He's got a bunch of players from Korea that are finding flank angles. Salute has one. Rating's about to get another. Yeah, there you go. That should be easy money.
Let's go.
For the Korean team. Bard sticking around there as an anchor on the rotations and gets caught out. Did he flip the vehicle or did the tires are all good?
Tires are good. So yeah, I mean, flipping a Murado on Miramar is not a shocker. I mean, we've all done it. The terrain is not conducive at all for driving that vehicle, but he will go down. Unlucky for him. Still 3 members up of the UK, and they can always get him back if they want.
That's a good point. They could take their time. They've stopped at the edge of Los Leones. They could just let Korea go on by, drive through, grab the blue chip, assuming Korea doesn't do something funky with it.
I doubt it. Korea actually had a pretty decent game last game, so if they can build off that, they can kind of chip away at 3rd and 4th place. I mean, they're knocking on the heels of 3rd. Still got work to do with 2nd, but it's possible.
They're going for another wide wrap, similar to the previous game here on Miramar. So
yeah.
Kind of curious about that, if they just kind of trail Germany, let them be kind of that early warning system.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let them fight some teams in front and then figure it out from there.
And you know what?
Just happened? Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was going to bounce off your point, but how did this happen? It had to have been a nade, right? We didn't...
There was somebody hit a bolt shot. I think Poland got one of the knocks.
Oh, Delwin's going to get flushed?
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
That's a big loss.
Delwin.
Oh, me, oh, my. That's crazy. So you were just talking about this. This could come back to bite Vietnam, this maneuver.
They had the opportunity to really close that out. Again, I praised them at first, but giving Denmark time to recover may not have been it. We'll see Gustav with 5 kills, 4 of which came at the detriment of Team USA. Now 1 from Team Vietnam. He's so good, man.
He is incredible. Him and Beanie, just superstars in their own rights. I always love watching those guys.
Beanie's a superstar here, man. He has a lot of Korean fans.
He does. He's just so consistent.
Oh,
Such a talented player. That's not the best angle, but hey, didn't get knocked. Got a little bit of info potentially on the positioning of one of the Vietnam players in that window. So might be able to read that. The res is going to be
going for it. Yeah. And the sad thing though for Denmark, there really is nothing they can do about this. I mean, pushing out into this would be ill-advised, and so yeah, they're gonna. Here's the thing, Delwin is gonna come back, but he still has to land.
That's a good point. That could be punished, you would think, by Denmark. Assuming he's gonna land with the rest of his team.
Oh no, so, okay, very smart. Okay, this is smart. See, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna grab a vehicle, I'm gonna go loot where I know there probably isn't anyone, and then I'm gonna drive back in so I don't have to just get completely melted while in the sky. So, actually very intelligent by Delwin.
The problem is, because of that fight with the UK and Korea, we'll see. He might be able to navigate Pufa gets the knock on a Gustav there from downtown.
Yeah, but then who got downtown? We saw the blue zone that flushed it.
Gustav, right?
I suppose.
He's got 5 kills.
Well, he got the flush. I don't know if he got the flush. No, you're right. He probably got the.
Kena ini gokil.
That's why they pay you the big bucks.
I'm guessing. I'm always just, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. This is a crazy circle.
Aduh. Cok nanti, Wian.
Infinite Wisdom, honestly, a good idea to do what he did. Did not expect Germany to be here. And that's the thing that I wanted to bounce off. We've seen almost every Southern Circle, Germany holding the South, and then Korea successfully rotating down here, which is why we always see these two teams next to each other down here near this bridge in Partona.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Vietnam, are they going to send it to try to save Delwin?
Why not? I love this.
Madness, but it can work. Delwin in trouble. Delwin, he's so good. It's heartbreaking. Vietnam can't save their IGL, but they're at least able to rotate into a new spot. They're still in a circle. They're still going to be.
I would say
Dikit
this is
aja deh, Bang.
arguably better for them because they can
Window
actually flex out
capture.
now without having to worry about Denmark.
Chrome.
Meanwhile, Denmark in that compound,
Lali apa
while it
anjing
is great
bajingan?
positionally, they kind of have a ridge to their south they can't see past, and realistically, the only teams they can try to punish are the ones to their north.
Kan mau suara itu kan.
Not ready for Hemons' angle. Gets a whole bunch of damage. Chris just gets shut right down.
Yes.
Walsing gonna put a headshot into him. Gustav
Ah,
finds
cara
out
gue.
in Germany, and they're getting shot from a bunch of different directions. Brett somehow
Kan
still alive.
tangga.
Yeah. And former enemies, now somewhat teammates, saw Gustav helping out Vietnam.
Asu.
Just down.
Beri kan mau suara itu.
Now,
Lali guys.
Germany as Rex will go down. And
Hmm.
Korea, meanwhile, just
Korea.
on this.
Dapat tapi nganggur atuh acuh. Cicak loro Vietnam matanya.
This is truly a wonderful position they found.
Yeah, and I'm sure for Korea today they feel like they're probably playing with, you know, free money in a way because they're like, look, it's almost impossible that we catch Vietnam, so why not just go
Go
out
for it.
bragging?
Yeah.
Who cares? You know, just have fun with it, get the best you can, and you know, put on a
Selalu
show for the hometown
Heaven,
fans.
Heaven ramai
Very
Heaven.
scary.
Tentu
Korea
kaos ya,
with that mindset is
Heaven.
very scary for this lobby. 'Cause we already saw what they were capable
Oh
of
pindah
early
ya
day
bang?
one.
Enggak sih tadi.
They can frag. There's no doubt about that. And when you have a player like Soul on your team,
Let's go Indonesia.
just nasty. He was so
Rolas oke
hungry
lah.
to get back
Orang
onto a
cerdik.
global stage, show what he's got. You know, that's going to be a big piece of this puzzle.
Hmm,
To split
baik.
for Indonesia, is they set a couple players up on a high mountain. In fact, they're doing two different high mountains.
Dan Wu.
Southwest edge. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, but the way that Indonesia has positioned themselves in most of these early game circles, they're just not interested in getting messed with at all. They tend to come in the mid game fairly unscathed. We kind of saw that when they initially fought on the west side of that last game. Again, just avoiding the early game or even causing some issues for other teams in the early game, and then just taking an edge that isn't necessarily super
USA
contested.
yo
That's true. That's true. The
underperform.
problem for them is Chinese Taipei rolled up, so now Simoy
Sing panggah
can get over there and
konsisten
create
Vietnam,
some kind of
Cina,
extra angle or
Korea.
reinforce the position in some way. But Chinese
Indonesia
Taipei
ya
is
konsisten
going to slow
kosan
up the
sorry.
pace a little bit. This is still inside of the new circle. Savior hasn't made his way all the way over either. So they're going to take their time to think about this. Yeah, you got the Philippines underneath, and wow, we shifted this direction even. That's a crazy shift.
That is a crazy shift to say the least,
Terus
but
mana yang dia?
the beneficiaries are Brazil and Poland and China. I mean, Australia, even if they can get past China,
Wah, tik, 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 tik.
raining out, but finds nothing. Those are hard shots to land anyways. He's just trying to at least let them know that, you know, he's there. I didn't expect really anyone to land those.
It's that peacocking, right? Where
Yeah.
you're trying to just fluff out your feathers, make yourself look bigger than you are. And Tickleton there doing his best, but you know, China's just going to kind of counter move a little bit in response. They are sending some players out to try to contain.
Lupa.
But the Storm can get
Yeah.
opportunity for either China or Australia to get closer. You can see now Luke 12 and Monty joining. Or Flood joining Tiggleton and Monty here, just underneath China. Meanwhile, it's going to be Chinese Taipei who are on that edge. You call this against Indonesia now. In fact, they're getting dangerously close to Indonesia.
Tidak makan ya?
I'm worried about Trick. He's got Brazil curious about what's going on
Brazil.
across the road, right? And he's tucked in. He very well could be hidden, but he might be taking a fight. In fact, I see some shots ringing out in that part of the map. Norway has to make a rotation. Korea just ahead of them. And they're going to try to wrap.
Wow.
Wow. I almost sounded like Elmer
It's
Fudd
so
there,
good.
dude. Like, what the heck happened?
Oh, whack
boy.
wide. I
Whack
love
wide.
it. It's okay.
waxily whack it.
Yesterday I could not speak, so it happens to the best of us. As Korea, again, extending their control now, and they have that duo just to the east side of where Argentina is sitting. And that's a great compound, but I imagine Korea is eyeballing it and saying, we want that.
For sure. And they are looking for
Actually,
an
yeah, big
opportunity.
fucking.
It's going to probably take a little bit to manifest, but I'm kind of curious about Norway, dude. Like, this is a really tough spot to be in. There is like that little group of buildings that's just to the south of Argentina that's available, but that's like a really awful spot to be in. There's so much that can see into those
Exactly.
Padahal
And to your
nggak
point, it's
be-
because so many teams are able to see that, and the buildings themselves are not the greatest. It's not
Pasti
something that
ada.
you want to be. The problem also is that the teams are the freaking Philippines. They are so good at punishing teams coming in.
That's a great point. And they
Ui, vô lali ha.
sooner rather than later.
Nggak
How
bagi
how
fan
difficult it
pertama.
is to fight against the Philippines, but maybe they can turn that fight around and do some work there. They will be able to settle up underneath. China
Wow.
still tracking Australia, just looking to see if they can find their moment, find their opportunity. Australia is being very cautious about this, based on what we see. And there's one of those frags that we're talking about, one of those knocks coming through, and it's a quick finish. There was a trade for 8C,
Filipina.
but that fight kind of 1-for-1 right now. Curious if we'll cut down to it at all. This is getting weird. What is this circle?
Yeah, this is really weird. You have that mountain position you see Brazil on, and then you have the compound just to the southwest of it, which is where Indonesia is sitting.
Ooh.
But what a crazy split. They've been holding this for so long. Surely they're going to consolidate into that compound and let Chinese Taipei take that mountaintop compound.
I feel like they have to get away
Yeah.
from Chinese Taipei. Like, that is too much of a fight. Meanwhile, there's 3 teams trying to
Whoa,
rotate
whoa, whoa.
together. If you look at the
Melepuh
mini-map,
kabeh.
it's chaos. It's traffic at rush hour right now. Vietnam just a step ahead of Korea.
Empu pula masuk.
A ridgeline position. They have a dip for themselves. Vietnam.
Vietnam
wants
12. Wah, ini kok tuangah gendeng.
Korea have found for themselves. Vietnam taking this single
Aduh,
story we've seen
Indonesia
teams
pecah kita.
time and time again win from this position just because it's the
Yeah.
only form of cover in the circle. Once those compounds to the west finally get pushed out, but Tanvu is going to find Pufa, and that's a knock that they probably will not be able to confirm. Meanwhile, Rossiter Jr. will crash into this compound we initially
Oh,
saw
nice.
with Denmark and Vietnam.
Yeah, Denmark hasn't had to leave, so they've just been chilling. They just dug in and waited things out. Thailand going to use that opportunity to get a step ahead. Now they're going to have eyes down onto Poland. Smokes are out though, so for now,
Chatnya yang gini. Yang OBS kan kena.
Vietnam just going to use this position
Yo,
like
PS,
a turret.
tandingnya langsung panel chat.
Everything that's around them.
Ah, iya ilah.
Oh no, had the Groza, couldn't get the
Hmm,
straight
hey.
go, but Hector was right around the
Oh,
corner.
yeah.
Are going to lose Marsalek for that. Seymour going to claim the point.
Yeah, but if they can at least get 3 up alive in that
Udah
position,
kepanasan
that
ya,
shack,
apa nih Korea tuh?
that's a win.
Ganjilnya.
It had to be, I was gonna say the detriment
Cina
of
nggak ya? Cina.
Marsalek, that's okay, but Bufa also might go down. No, they're gonna recover him. So very sketchy, but good recovery from Poland.
No, I'm shaking my head because I'm just like, man, Poland's in a tough spot right now. This shack is not
Udah.
ideal. You might be able to survive for a little bit longer. But going
makan
further
malam.
forward, I think it's going to be tricky. Finally, the fight has to happen between Australia and China. But it's actually
Yo.
Thailand who finds an
Oh,
angle
Aix
onto
left
Aix
kena.
left. In the meantime, Argentina has found a knock onto Korea. Aix left trying to be recovered here by China. They need this game to go a little bit better. Brazil strikes from behind. They're opening things up here. Australia has to turn around.
Nice smoke.
Yeah, Australia have to find a
Chicken
reprieve
booty.
for China. And it comes via Brazil, and that's going to be a knock for Sparky.
Hey,
Onto Flood. And all
ngepot.
of a sudden, Australia, who were kind of putting the pressure onto China now, are the ones that are on the back foot, and that's all because of Brazil's switch in position and
Kena
focus.
angel ya. Australia.
Trying to keep China.
Oh, look at Thailand
Oh,
now.
here comes Thailand. China's in trouble too. This is disaster for a couple of these teams.
Untuk apa nih?
Trying to go for the spray. Is
Ih,
able to get the re-knock onto Ace left. Luke though, gonna turn his
Yan
attention
bisa.
over to Thailand. Takes down Jacob nice and quick. Blood has been flushed out. Monty as well by sparking. So China able to escape. Ace left on the ground. Gonna leave another player there, maybe thinking they can still get this res to go through. In the meantime, a flush finally comes through in humans. But that's forever ago by Argentina. They're taking a bunch of damage. One turn there from Seoul though.
Nice flank.
Seoul getting active, taking down Capitan.
And what a trade, so aware and getting
Ah, kita.
That's gonna be raining. He's also gonna help out, but in the distance, it's gonna be heavy to find raining. And now the spring from Seoul, he's the last member alive for Korea.
Seoul just couldn't quite get the angle in time. Emmy able to escape back down behind the hill, but Seoul throws a nade at him, keeps him honest, keeps him backed off. Now the smokes are going to come down there. In the meantime, Aixlep still somehow hasn't been flushed out of this lobby just yet.
Indonesia
Finally,
ngekill
it's gonna happen. It's gonna
Polandia.
be Rossiter
Kualik
Jr.
tok genderengan.
Is gonna be the one to get those points. Seoul just
Iya Indonesia Polandia. Misal dhuwur ya. Podo ya genderen. Buat banget tuh aku nek tuh nek. Alah kena alay. Matan le. One HP loh.
He has a 1 HP, 1
He got that knock, the confidence to take
Oh, bisa
a
nge-heal.
peek there and see what he
Ras,
can
ras,
do.
ras, ras, ras. Aduh, ketok. Itu selamat tuh.
Two different angles. Emmy takes some damage himself. DraftKings
Yuk.
trying to look up and over.
Grek.
Thrown down. Sims in trouble and he's gone.
They took so
Nice,
much
nice, nice.
effort though from Argentina as well as other teams to get rid of him, but meanwhile,
Wah, Indonesia lihat bola. Genderanya bola balik.
China is in is so not advantageous.
Aduh, gendero.
with
Gendero
Brazil
aku
just
simpen.
being right above them. The only saving grace is teams like Thailand or Argentina or Vietnam shoot Brazil off as they try to come down, but that dip is open and you can see all of China looking up towards Brazil.
This is such a nice game for Brazil. They've kept control of that high ground for so long.
Wah, untuk
They've been
nah,
able to just
Cimoy.
rake in a few extra points. 6 total
Di
kills for them in this one.
Taiwan.
And yeah, China, Vietnam, everybody's fighting around them. They go into this shack and they're just chilling because everybody else is busy trying to control their edges.
Yeah, but we've seen it time and time again. The team that often gets that field avoids all the crazy fighting around the edge and also the angles, right? They're the only
Ih,
ones
kena
that
dong.
really have any
Mulai.
sort of real hard
Nyerempet,
cover aside
tak?
from Argentina, who've done a great job.
Vietnam,
flexing
Cina,
out
Thailand
and
sudah
getting rid of
bincang.
not only Korea, but
Brazil
now
set
starting
full.
to dictate the movement of the teams right above them.
I think that confidence from yesterday that Argentina was able to accumulate is carrying over here today. Brazil just making it rain. Doing a great job peppering these other teams, really farming that damage, reducing the value of those armors and of those helmets. Vietnam is still going to be dead center. Drafting has a foothold for Argentina. Right off, has to be super careful of what's going on to his north. Gustav has been thrown in just a little bit of a divot.
Yeah, and he's going to be relatively unseen. The problem for Rebo and Argentina, though, is that you saw their armor. I mean, they're shredded to pieces. They got multiple fights, multiple knocks. So they're essentially unarmored and even don't even have a helmet. I'm pretty sure Rebo's helmet was down to its last durability.
That's gonna be tough for them. Maybe they can find a good fight, recover a little bit of that stuff. Brazil is going to stay up here as long as they can help it, try to do as much damage. You know, if they could find a knock, find an opening, maybe that's when they can make their move. They do have Simoy down out there, and they know it, so they're going to make sure that he isn't able to to be rezzed by Indonesia.
Apa Yomik
China.
Yo,
I
ada itu.
don't think they have a vehicle left. I think they're gonna get this next move.
Alah.
But
Yeah, I was going to say Brazil's
Duar.
got to they want to move it past that. But
Buruk.
meanwhile, Calbs is
Tidak.
going to find a trade there. And never mind, Philippines just gets eliminated. Savior just deleting what's left of the Philippines, and Chinese Taipei really coming alive today, actually.
yeah,
Ya, parking keras selamat.
see if they can climb uphill, do some more damage. Trick with a
Tidak
Groza,
terkait.
makes short work of sparking, trying to come down the rocks. It looks like they're opting for the parachute method here. Are Brazil.
Ih, Cino,
China
nyebrang.
gonna use that
Kok
opportunity while
delay, Mas?
everybody's watching them to try to cross, but eyes firmly down on top of them. In
Angel
fact,
Cino.
Brazil stops and says, "Wait, China's getting shot at. Well, it's our turn too. Hey, hold on, Thailand." Kiss actually knocked by DraftKings from Argentina.
Jauh.
So everything kind of crumbling here outside. Rossiter Jr. gonna sniff out Gustav, and we're down to our top 7.
Yeah, I mean, even if Brazil go down here, though, they've done a great job to get at least 10 points. Now in the placement points, they're going to get more than that. And it's possible if they wipe out China, they're going to get another stack of little points there. So great game overall for Brazil, even when the shift absolutely did not go in their favor. And there it is, Santos will find it.
Man, that was a nice spray too. Really clean on that one. Argentina is just on the warpath right now. They wipe out Thailand to their north. Chai Wei turning his attention to Vietnam. Got a little bit of help from drafting there. Tan Mu, the jump up, the up and over is hit. He find the knot. He keeps going back and forth. Is he gonna get it there? No way. Jose, Leo, actually Chai Wei
Oh.
knocked on the Leo there, but it's okay. He had dealt with Tan Mu.
Gua kena kafe.
The final boss here for Vietnam.
Nih, Mas.
Storms in.
Maju.
Try to finish what his teammates started. They didn't see
Aduh,
anybody
ditutup
there.
lagi. Ketok.
He's got one. He looks
Malah.
Another drop shot from Mal Rush. Gets the job
Kok
done.
pas ya.
Through the rest of the lobby, there was a
Boom.
sigh of relief there as they fell.
Pas.
Vietnam winning would almost be the nail
Nice,
in the
nice.
coffin.
Indonesia yuk,
So
main
now it's
nambah
just
poin.
down to
Itu
three
kan.
teams, Argentina, Indonesia,
Top
and
4, top
Chinese
3.
Taipei, and all teams limping in, but Argentina the strongest with 3 members alive, currently with 7 kills, and what a game it's been for them.
This is looking great. I think we're going to see another Argentina win.
I think you're right.
I would love to see Chinese Taipei come through and do something special, but they're going to be able to
Argentina
maybe get this res. Emmy's kind of angling in that direction,
Chinese
but
Taipei
I
berapa
think they have
Thailand
enough cover in that shack that they're going to be
per
okay.
Indonesia
Meanwhile,
Argentina.
Teddy and
Wow.
Trick, just a tremendous duo
Lumayan.
for Indonesia, fanning out, looking for some kind of open space. Trick's got the bus, so he has some moving cover. For
Yeah,
him.
that's a very important point. That's desperately needed cover in a circle where there really isn't much. Even if he gets destroyed, as long as he gets it to where he needs to in that circle, that's huge. So Argentina and Draft Team now trying to get rid of the last two members.
And it's kind of one of those situations where you actually want the bus.
Yeah, no. Normally it's like, man, this thing is slow as hell. It's kind of easy to get shot out of, depending on the angle. But no, they need that bus. Getting it in, again, the cover you stated, the mobile cover is huge.
Let's see if they can get there. Starting to sneak underneath Argentina as best as they can. And this is a nice little angle that Teddy's found.
Ooh.
He should be A-okay here. I think it's going to be tough for Argentina to confidently push this ridge. I think you might open yourselves up, to Chinese Taipei a little bit. So they're just going to hunker down, hold this angle. They've got the circle. They're saying, okay, it's phase 7. Let's just let phase 8 kind of force the issue, and we'll play from there.
That's probably what these teams are going to do. Yeah, I mean, in this position as well, no one wants to move. No one wants to fight first. No one wants to get third-partied. So they're just going to slow roll this one out, and that's okay. I think that's the right decision for all teams
Oke,
involved.
Cruza Trick.
Yeah, it's another one of those spots for Emmy where he has to make sure that he plays his life, right? Like don't give anything up for free over there. Keep Chinese Taipei pinned. Let the other two worry about Indonesia.
And we saw what happened when the anchor was lost in the last game.
Ah,
We
sakit
saw
tangan
when
ya.
Pufo went down.
Now Chinese Taipei trying to make something happen, trying to get ahead of the curve a little bit, but they're taking quite a bit of damage as they cross out right to Emmy's sightlines. Not any knock just yet. Have to make a push forward. Leo. Oh, that is sick from Emmy. That is a nice headshot. These are some great peaks.
That was disgusting.
Lagi.
Even as the nade now coming from Draft King, this should be able to finish it off as long as it lands close enough. Which it almost does, but not quite. A second one coming through. The first
Lagi.
hit does come off for Leo. Again, what a retirement tour it's been for him. He's had some incredible moments. Is it possible for him to have another?
I
Masuk.
wasn't sure if it was Leo throwing those mollies. I thought that grenade might have exploded one right as it was coming out of his hands. Looks like he's okay for now though.
Momennya nggak pas yang Indo harus mantap nih.
And there's nothing he can do. The molly plus the blue zone gonna finish the job. Chinese Taipei, a nice finish though in this one, 3rd place.
Yeah. I love the discipline from Rebo, though. He trusts his teammates to go down in the south, take care of that duo 2v2, while he makes sure that Indonesia does not gain ground while the team was dealing with another entity. So, again, wonderful discipline, great stuff. Honestly, this whole game
terlalu
from
Argentina ya,
Argentina
suka
has just been
joko kan.
fantastic.
I agree.
Pelurunya.
They're really looking nice. Rough first day, but since then, they have really come to play. And
Bom serang juga, beh.
give some credit to these boys. They are really always a force at PNC. They always seem like they're in the mix. DraftKings trying to figure out just where the hell Indonesia is. They haven't seen them, and that's because there's a bit of a ridge line there. Now, the bus might give things away a little bit, but again, you'd rather have the cover than not.
Yeah. And again, you stated it, with the ridges, Indonesia could kind of skirt this and try to angle for it, but it is going to be Argentina that are trying to take control of this, and they have control of that kind of, I forget what you call these things, harvesters, crop things, irrigators.
I
think they're irrigators.
Something like that. I had somebody look it up for me once, because I'm like, what the hell are these things? Like, I don't know anything about farming, so trying to figure that out.
Shockingly, neither do I. But yeah, Argentina now with kind of their foot, they're in the driver's seat currently.
It's going to be Emmy again, tasked with controlling the edge, making sure that Indonesia is contained, and if they're going to fight out, they're going to have to do it through some crossfires. Emergency cover being thrown out there by Indonesia, and then kind of trying to make a move off the back of that trick into the bus. And just a little bit of a reposition, seeing exactly what he's going to get. Those 2 triangles that land, and a little bit extra cover, better than nothing. Oh, here comes the C4.
Okay, we've seen this work very well, actually. It seems to be Argentina with the C4 every single time. We saw the incredible play from DraftKings. But this one is going to go a bit too far.
tried to guess the timing a little bit, but it rolled probably
It's
a little
tough.
bit. Yeah, it rolls a little bit further than you think sometimes. And that is going to be one of those situations. This Groza going to put the fear of God into Argentina a little bit.
Yeah, hold on a second. Groza in the hand of Trick. I mean, this is very losable if Argentina don't play this tight. They cannot give away any knocks. More importantly, they have to make sure if there is a knock, they're there for the trade. Otherwise, this is going to fall apart very quickly.
A little bit of util on both sides of the nose. Oh boy. Going for
Trot.
the volley though is DraftKing Trick. Right near that, and actually doesn't connect onto him. Folding shield in front
Nice.
of him as well. He's going to let loose with the volley of his own. Groza springs into action. Teddy already has one. Rybo on the other side. So now things looking a little
Aduh,
bit
ketok.
tighter here. Emmy on point.
Nice.
Emmy good. But Emmy versus Trick, or excuse me, DraftKing versus Trick right now.
Aduh.
It's going to be good. Team Argentina.
Sorry lama ini tadi.
That got a little too close for comfort if you're an Argentina fan, but man, they got it done in the end. And again, up to that point,
Mas lah, luru.
they played
Nah,
that
poin
game
atas.
so well. They used their position to really create the control they wanted in their sector of the circle, and then they punished team after team. They got a healthy amount of kills, and in the end, they were able to clean it up. So well played to Argentina. That's a huge game for them.
Yeah, that really good zone control throughout the middle stages of that game to give themselves that extra, little bit of oomph going into the end. Really, really solid stuff. Indonesia playing that one kind of weird at the beginning, but it worked out.
It did work out, and they were on the north side of that circle for a while. They were the ones that kind of taking shots over Brazil as they were trying to come down, as well as China. They did lose a couple members, but then they were able to get that duo in, and more importantly, they were
Ayo. Iteng. Iteng, iteng, il. Halo. Di Korea ah. Oh iya tuh, bukan boleh. Ini di Korea tuh. Soul tickling tickling ticket link live arena. Tiket link ke live arena. Gila. Tuh hip hop benar lagi.
bragging till it's all over. Bring the white flag in. Towels get thrown, thrones get new kings. Feelings go numb, cause you been through things. Balls get dropped, pause, think hoop dreams. Get fried over the gravy that's spoon team. See, I decorate my emotions and metaphors.
Kind of dig themselves out from last place. I think that'd be a great send-off for them.
I truly would.
Respect to Randy.
Love to see him just really pop off today like he did a bit yesterday. And as we take a look at the total leaderboard here, see exactly where we stand. It is a gap that is continuing to widen. Vietnam now, I mean, what is that, 43 points ahead of China?
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, China was really the only team that can stop them, and they have not had good games so far. The Myanmars have not been kind to China. Vietnam continues to just find those salvage points. I mean, look at it. You know what's crazy about this leaderboard? Look at the kill difference. Vietnam has 109 kills, which means that they have more points in just kills alone than every team from third down.
That's bonkers. That's absolutely bonkers. All right, guys, well, we are going to take a short break here at PNC. Don't go anywhere. Tego and Rondo are on the horizon. We'll be right back.
Same passion as esports athletes, Zowie continuously develops tailored products, empowering gamers to bring their best out. Today, we are launching the all-new XL2566X Plus, which uses the newly developed fast TN panel and upgraded Diac 2 technology. The new monitor series continue to evolve, refining details to ensure players can perform their best consistently in games.
Brang. Duh, lain iki piala dia aku. Teko. Kok jero ya? Masya Allah ngele. Lu nyu em. Denmark.
Alright, we are back here at PNC 2025. We look forward to two new maps, Tango and Rondo. Will be where we go for games 3 and 4 on the day. We are getting closer and closer to the end, to the inevitability, it feels like. Yeah,
But you know what? That's okay. Even if Vietnam runs away with it, we still have so much to play for, from second all the way down to 8. So regardless, I mean, if they do run away with it, they've earned it, let's be honest. But yeah, there's still so much to play for as we head into Tago. And I want to see a northern circle. Most of the circles we saw on Tago throughout this event have all been
India emang ini India.
I love that northern part, like above the palace in the mountains.
yeah, army base.
Justin. Oh,
The
Tago.
trees around there give you that extra level.
Tago, let's go.
Give you that extra level of kind of cover. So I'm with you. It's my favorite part of the map, actually. So I would be okay with that if we get a circle up there. Have to wait and see, though. Plane path is up, and it's kind of western shifted here.
Yeah, leaving a lot to be desired on the east. You can see Terminal is, I mean, it's definitely attainable. It's a small stretch. Same thing with Buksan Sa, Ohyang, all those areas are going to be cut off. And that means if this circle does go to the east, the rotation's there, and it's, the fact that that circle is going to be empty is going to be a big alarm for a lot of these teams.
Yeah. That's a really good point. We see teams start to get out of the plane. But I wonder if we're going to see anything like we did at the beginning of last one, you know, where a team got a little bit eager in the beginning. Brazil there reaching out to take down some players from Norway. They're pretty close to each other again.
The problem is I don't think Brazil's going to get guns and vehicles as fast as they did. I mean, that response time was pretty crazy from Brazil. You can see now Korea and Cuban. They're just going for the duck.
My short king. Actually, it was really cute. I got to see him out in the halls before the event. He was up there with his family.
Oh, nice.
Come to support
That's
him
awesome,
today,
dude.
so just said hi to them. And
That's so awesome.
You love to see it, right? The support that the families bring out.
Yeah.
You know, oh, it's a western circle. Yeah,
Okay, I'll take this. I'll take this over a southern one.
Little hoppo action.
We've never seen a circle end in Hoppo, but we have seen circles end in that area just to the east of it, the compounds. In fact, look at the amount of res centers that there are in this area. That's kind of huge. And an opportunity for some of these teams if it does Western shift.
That's
they'll
really
be able to do
interesting.
it. But we do have an interview with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sparky.
Jogar Nations Cup é sempre muito divertido e muito legal, porque estamos representando nossa bandeira, nosso país, em vez da nossa equipe. Nós da seleção brasileira somos jogadores com muita paixão, somos jogadores muito alegres, muito simpáticos, gostamos de falar com todo mundo e esperamos dar o melhor tipo de competição e alegria para esse campeonato e para todos vocês que estão assistindo. Eu vim de muito longe, vim de 22 horas de voo, então não posso voltar com as mãos vazias. Iremos voltar com o troféu.
Oh, and a jet ski. That's what he said.
Sparking is just one of my favorite players. I've really got to know him over, the last couple of years, and just the ability that he has portrayed in game, but also the person he is out of game. The way he's been able to support himself and his family now because of PUBG, I think is just an absolutely beautiful story.
And the rest of the community in Brazil.
Yeah.
He actually does a lot.
He does so much for them.
Yes, he is just a tremendous guy. One of those players that I always love to see at events that I can't wait to give a hug and talk to because he's just such a great guy.
He's a spicy dude though.
Yeah, he's got a fire in him.
He does.
He's such a competitor, and that's what I like. That's one of the things I like about him though. I mean, that's why we do this job, right? Is because we love the competition.
Yeah.
We love to see that fire.
And let me tell you from experience, he's a massive troll outside of the game. Good people though, good people. Australia in last place. That is not something I would have expected.
No, it was hard for me. Like if I were to power rank these teams coming into
Sure.
this lobby, I would have had a pretty tough time outside of like the top 3 or 4. I felt like there's a lot of potential on so many different teams.
Yeah.
So like, but the Australia's the one where I'm just like they should be middle of the
Dokar.
pack at worst.
At worst, agreed. 100% agreed. They should be middle of the pack, like 9th, 10th, 11th. Again, at the very worst. But it is what it is. This lobby is very difficult. These games have been very difficult. The circles have not been kind, and quite frankly, Australia has run into the wall that is the Philippines. So it's no surprise that they actually do find themselves struggling. But I would venture to guess that I don't think they're going to end in last place.
Okay, I don't think
I
so
still
either.
have faith. I still have faith.
I don't even know. I mean, there's so many good teams down in the bottom of that leaderboard right now that I'm just like, nobody deserves to be down there. You know what I mean? Like they're all so
somebody
good.
has to be though.
I know.
Someone has to eat it.
That's what makes me sad. But it is part of the game, and that's what makes it fun. Is every little thing matters in this game. Every position matters in the long run. For all these players, they want to do as much damage as they can here, get as high up on that leaderboard as possible. As we take a look at the replay.
See what happened here. Okay, we got a.
Did he hit the wall? Did he?
An E pickup. Interesting. Where are we going with this?
Is it just a fake?
A bait.
Is he gonna get gunned down on the way out? This is long.
Yeah, this is a very long. Oh, okay. All right.
That is the most anticlimactic.
I thought
thing.
we were going somewhere.
I
I mean,
did
I
too.
was in constant suspense.
You know what? I imagine if Argentina then gets on that thing and they're like,
You know what?
Thanks,
You know what the storyline is, though? I think the storyline is that he got away.
He did.
He got away.
He's good at that.
He's slippery.
He is slippery.
So look at the kills of the top 5 leader in the final stage. Ace left number 1. Who would have thought? Never heard of this guy before.
Yeah. No, never. You never expect him to do well.
Little Goso again. This has been a very good event for him overall, especially with his mortars. Those things are like heat-seeking missiles. As he's now driving dangerously close here to the Philippines. A crate for USA. Many crates for USA.
Have we seen any trigonometry? Have we seen Tiggleton?
We have not
The
seen
trigonometry?
any. We have not.
That's
I don't
sad.
even think he's touched a mortar this entire event.
Should we just go yell at him like
Yeah, get on.
next break? Just
don't-
get on there.
no,
I'm just
go
gonna walk
now.
down there and Tiggleton. We need a mortar.
I'll
This is
hold
his
this
map
out.
for mortars too,
It is
right?
actually. This is where we saw that mortar. It was up near Army Base, in fact, where he pinpointed a mortar straight onto. I'm trying to remember whose head it landed on, but my memory is failing me greatly. Is Korea now rotating in? And again, we're just taking it slow because all these teams have the way the circle panned out and the way that the plane path was. All of these teams were able to safely get inside the circle barring a few outliers, you do see Germany up there to the north, Taipei to the east, and then Brazil making their way to the south next to UK. But everyone else is set up, which means that even though this first circle is going to be a slow burn, the next two shifts are going to be absolute bloodbaths.
Yes. There's still a weird world where this like hard shifts north like 3 times in a row, and all of a sudden we're on, you know, up by Palace or something like that. That is still very possible. I still would love to see a circle on that little island that's out there. Don't think it's possible in this circle because usually like if it's gonna be one of the little islands, it has to be like
Super
half
far,
water
yeah.
to begin.
But that's a good point. There's still a significant amount of water in this one. Is raining, is going to find Beamy, so that's going to be a knock. Not able to confirm just yet. Dofi with the cover. This is all happening just on the edge of Palace.
Well, this was just kind of like a bit of a waiting game here between these two teams, and they're all looking at the ways to get over to the other side of the river if possible. So for Korea, they just caught Beamy out by this rock. Yumin should be confirming the point. Ooh, he had to make that quick. He knew that he was going to get shot, so it is going to be Raining confirming the kill.
Okay, so at least a point, but now they got to get Raining out of the situation. Yumin also eats a headshot. Oh, it's so close, but I think he's good. He's going to make it out of there. You can see his helmet got tapped.
Just barely, dude. Oh, yeah, look at that. He has almost no level 2 helmet left. That's a feels bad man, but maybe they can find him another one somewhere in the vicinity. In the meantime, it is Brex up in the air, our top gun here for PNC. I would love to see a stat.
Yeah, of who the best pilot is?
Yeah. Who's got the most airtime? Like, that'd be sick.
He's got his flight log. Oh, wait a second. Shrimsy says, get out of there. Out of the sky, sir.
That's a Mark 14.
Yeah, it's a no-fly zone with that Mark 14 in the hands of Shrimsy.
Turning that thing into an AA gun. Jeez Louise, dude. That is scary. I mean, usually you could fly around in these things and you're relatively safe.
Yeah.
And you can like turn the, you can angle the aircraft so that the butt of it like blocks the bullets and stuff, but.
And worst case scenario in that situation, like, yeah, the glider might get quote unquote blown up, but they don't actually explode, right? You can safely land, so yeah. Generally you're safe up there, but if you need 2 headshots or Shrimsy's got you with the Mark 14, you're falling to your death.
Operation Save Savior seems to be a success here. Leo, gotta be careful there, my friend. You are playing with fire. Opening yourself up, but they don't have much time here left to get this res on a Savior. They have to basically get behind this hill and then immediately stop, get out, and go for it. Yeah, just took too long.
Close,
just took too long.
I mean, they're probably gonna get a res off, so they have a station here to the east. Just outside the circle, they'll be okay. Dude, there's so many times where I see a fight, I'm like, oh man, that sucks. Wait a second, they can res. What am I thinking?
It's hard to get it in your system. Even though I play a ton and we use it all the time, I mean, it's being in esports.
We've been using it for a long time in pubs, right? Everyone has, but I love that it's in esports. I really, really do. Now, this shift is very, very devastating for the teams that are on the west, but more importantly, it's going to cause so many teams to bunch up in the center here, and possibly on top of Vietnam, which is going to be more points for them potentially. In fact, one of those teams going towards them right now is going to be Poland.
So good news for Korea is you opened up the bridge space to make the first rotation ahead of Denmark by getting that kill on the Beamy. The bad news is Philippines was there. Now they actually aren't going to try to set up any kind of encirclement or try to take a big fight against Korea. They're actually coalescing into a 4-man force just to the east of the fishing camp.
Yeah, and Poland doing wise to just get the hell away from Vietnam, but I say that, and they're actually crushing on the north side. The other split. Look at the amount of control that Vietnam has on this. Himas is going to find a beautiful spray with that 4X. Not sure if he's going to be able to get the flush, but that's going to be the bells ringing for Vietnam to get aggressive and finish Poland.
Look at the angles they're taking into this fight. They have these extra little bits of cover. Dalwin actually finds a knock from afar with the Mark 12. Headshot lands. The best team in terms of headshots just continuing on their reign of terror. Grenades are out here. Poland scrambling to get to some level of safety, but Marsalek, he's a little bit ahead of the curve. He might be able to do some damage.
Yeah, he's sitting in the smoke.
Oh no, it's Soul.
We lied. We're liars.
I feel bad. Sorry, Marsalek.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one. Fex is gonna find Malrush, so Chinese Taipei lose another member. As Vietnam just casually cleaning up what's left of Poland is gonna be Cappy and Pufa, and yeah, that nade probably gonna be enough, sure, but man, just so clean. No time wasted whatsoever, not even a knock incurred, which means that USA, even if they wanted to, can't find anything off of this.
I'm listening to the Vietnam fans. A couple flags
It's
up
so
there.
awesome, man.
Dude, that is
Mesti no na.
unbelievable how good they did that. That was just
Flawless.
so efficient.
Just flawless.
The way they come into those fights, using those little hills in front of those long, they're not
It's like a
Woo, wah
green,
kena.
it's
that's
yeah.
for sure.
Again, we're not
Tuh, harap buru.
Chai Wei gets a knock, but he's immediately traded here. BL doing a good job to bail out sparking the IGL for Brazil this go around. And they've actually established their foothold. Nobody else on Chinese Taipei really in a position to challenge this.
No, and you can see UK kind of trying to maybe see what's going on over here. They have a good ridge they can play from, at least get some sightlines onto the fight between Brazil and Norway. You can see B coming. Oh. Oh. 10 trip.
Kena dia.
That shot?
Yeah, 10 trip.
Jeez, dude. That is a long-range shot, too. To hit a parachuting player, that's like 600 meters.
Yeah, that's no joke. Jeeves is going to find man. Chinese Taipei, just their problems continuing. It's just down to Savior. And on the edge in between two teams. It's not looking good for him. And, oh, my goodness, 6 HP.
Gonna need to live up to his name. Try to get some extra points in any way possible for Chinese Taipei, but he's in a horrible position. Norway knows he's there. Brazil probably knows, but now they're kind of dealing with the UK over to the west of their current position. Circle keeps a lot of water in, keeps the fishing camp in. Vietnam now fairly spread out. If somebody can like suss out that situation, they have the opportunity to maybe crash and eliminate an individual player of Vietnam. It's just who would want to do that? Who would want to crash Vietnam right now?
Well, it's not going to be any of the teams currently in the circle. I say that Argentina is actually driving straight at Vietnam, so it looks like one of our two South American teams is going to be the first to try it. Tanvu immediately pumping the brakes on that. Tanvu is going to find Capitan.
Capitan drove right into that angle. Just maybe wasn't expecting that there'd still be a couple players over in those longhouses. Himas is going to be the one to secure that point. Germany making their move. Brazil trying to get the hell out of there. And actually, Ace left. He's going to find Sparking. Post ends up running him over. And just driving out. He knew there was no hope of saving him. Biel kind of stuck there for a second. It seems like Brazil has gotten away with losing this one so far. DraftKings able to find the knock on a Salzy.
Okay, here we go. Argentina really firing up. If they get here with Vietnam right here, right now, big confidence boost for them. As Germany also have tentatively found a position just to the north of this, right next to USA. And speaking of which, Brazil driving right in between USA and Germany.
Oh man, they need to get in this shack, but the door's on the other side, and they're losing players trying to just get there. So out go some pieces of utility to maybe buy a little bit of extra space. The grenade gonna splash short. Alo finds another headshot with the Dragunov. DraftKings here, right next to Delwin, chasing him. Himas bail him out, and it didn't even need it, really. Himas is already there. And now Argentina makes a move, and they're paying the price.
It's just so ridiculous how clean they are. Again, even after they took a knock, it's just devastating efficiency here. As Vietnam will clean up Argentina, a second team now. USA, meanwhile, trying to get active, but their position being so good, there's really not a lot they can do.
I think Vietnam's going to put up more than 200 points.
I think they are. I don't even think it's a question at this point.
You know what? I love seeing teams actually do this. I know a lot of people are like, it's boring. Like, the team's just running away with it. Are you kidding me? You get to see the best to ever do it. You know, at this point,
yeah.
I love
this event's history. Yeah, there's no question. And again, there's still so much to play for. It's not like only first place is what matters. Yes, it's the biggest prize. Yes, it's what everyone wants, but there's still a lot to be gained from second all the way down to 8th.
Exactly, right. Behind all that, there's still all kinds of awesome storylines to follow. Yeah. 12 out of this one. This is going to be Rossiter Jr. Brax accidentally running over Zareth there. Not sure what happened in that situation. Looks like they were maybe trying to move some vehicles around. Kiss gonna go down. It looks like they're gonna actually take some shots at the players that are trying to get there to save him. He's gonna be able to get there in time.
Yeah, we knew that shift was coming. We knew it was gonna go down south. That's why so many teams were willing to fight Vietnam in that central compound. Also want to point out how big that central compound is and how efficiently Vietnam have been able to
Oh,
hold it.
beda
Now,
halnya.
meanwhile, it's going to be Norway trying to find their way into the
Gitu,
circle.
Nek.
They're going to be rotating right in between China and the Philippines. And guess what? They're looking to go right where every other team has failed, and that's right into the arms of Vietnam.
They may be able to get to at least an open house. It's just, is Vietnam going to allow them to settle in? Delwin saying, nope, we're not even going to let you get there. We've already bought this real estate. We don't want any squatters. 8 though, good for one. At least on top of Delwin. Himas watching the angle from outside the door. Grenade gonna ring out there. Oh, it bounces off the windowsill. Isn't gonna get inside. That could have been devastating for Norway. A little bit of luck going their way. Tanbu gonna shut the door. I think they're gonna try to attempt the res. Himas, grenade in hand, sees AT running. Oh, you're just dead, AT.
Oh my goodness! The angles are so perfect that Nade probably would have done it in case he missed the spray, but when have we ever seen Hamas miss a spray? Now putting the pressure onto the rest of Norway. Intense. The last one. And surely he's gonna get taken out.
Look at how well he knows those angles too.
Maju lah.
Oh,
Kita.
saw you, you're
Just
done.
come on. As clean as you like.
That's just perfection.
Finger.
I mean, you're witnessing one of the best to ever play the game. And that right there was a show. That was an absolute show. Ming Ming gonna line up with the mortars. For pretty close range. Whoa, whoa, whoa! It ain't safe.
Not as safe as he would have liked. And China have been using mortars to great effect this entire event. That one's gonna go in the open.
Just a bit outside.
But man, forget going for 200 points in the next few. They might just get it in this game alone. 11 kills already.
Yeah. Well, what was I thinking? I should have just said this game. I would
You
have
fool.
like, damn it. All right, BRDM for Denmark. Maybe this makes somebody feel confident enough that they could crash Vietnam and not die on the
The
way
Panzers,
in.
though, they have to be careful of Panzers. That's a free knock. And make it a double. CJ will get Kenner and Dolphy. And you know what? We really have not seen any BRDMs in the final stage.
There's too much. This is actually something I was thinking about. We'll get to that in a second. 10-trip watching Gustav drive in. Gustav trying to let loose with some utility to buy himself some extra time. Delwin now with a mortar. He's going to dial some in potentially. Algenbots lands a decent amount of damage onto Gustav there with the frag. Is he going to be able to read that he's gotten that close? Are these actually in the direction of that fight? I don't know. Grenade around the corner. Gustav actually jumps to the other side of the fence. 10-trip didn't even need it. CJ was there on the cross to watch for it. Now Beamy all on his own.
Yeah, the mortar actually landed very close to the Philippines. On top of one of those tents, and you can see Australia coming in from the blue. They're still not in. And they're going to have to contend with a team like Germany or even Santastico, Korea up on the north side. And all these teams on the edge now, aside from the UK who have found a foothold into this, are going to struggle.
I do like that America got themselves into a nice position while Vietnam was fighting.
Yeah, very
on the
intelligent.
other side of the road. Yeah. That's a really nice read from those boys. UK is going to square up against China. More mortars. Nobody falling to them just yet. It's actually Setsuna from Indonesia. Finds a little bit of damage from afar. The Philippines hitting China in the back. They can knock out a Ming Ming. Now Australia's going to try to make the move. 10-trip runs out of ammo. Going for the reload. Actually, Algenbot's there to back him up a bit. Vard now letting loose with some frags. Going to connect there onto Aches left. The real question on Lil Ghost. That was dangerous.
That's still very dangerous. Yeah, he's going to get picked out, plucked out. It's going to be the UK to find him as well with some help.
This is scary, scary, scary. China is just trying to find a way out of this position, but nobody's letting them. There's a knock. It's T-Bone from the UK. Finds Aches left, so Xiao Wu and Ming Ming will be sitting in the back, just hoping they can get out of this some way, somehow. But the Blues about to be there. Their car can't be in the best of shape, I'm sure. Things going poorly for China in this one.
Well, and the other issue is that Thailand is starting to catch up. They only have 2 members up, but they've closed the gap to 16 points. China on the back foot, Ming Ming still trying to fight. And Xiao Wu with a huge opportunity there if he can find someone with that Panzerfaust. But Ming Ming's going to fall to CJ. And the Philippines have just been on a tear this game. 8 kills, still 4 alive. Although one of those is a knock in 10-trip.
I like this from the Philippines. There's already a battle happening over here. You got a knock into it. Oh, nice name from Xiao Wu, though. But Xiao Wu is in the blue. Not sure if he's gonna have enough time to get that first aid off.
Be close.
It's gonna be real close. Looks like he just does. That's really good news for him. See if he can find some more damage, find some more kills. Backs up on the rock, looking to eliminate the Philippines. The UK held this really nicely.
Yeah, and with a great opportunity here to clean up this edge and get some more kills. The problem is they're going to be right in front of Vietnam once they do finish, but if they're going to finish in this area, they need to make sure they get all the kills to compensate for what may wait for them as they head into the circle. Also, Indonesia, with such a wide split, they really have been uncontested, and there really aren't many angles to punish them, so they actually might be looking to punish the UK here, as now we are moving back over to Korea.
Fantastico able to get up on top of the box to avoid the flames. Salute did get knocked on the way through. Zareth has the link, so Gumin goes down. This opens the door here for Fantastico to do some damage. Here comes some blue grenades as well. All of a sudden, Korea's in trouble. Reigning the only one alive. He has to escape the blue zone. It's actually Mika's blue zone grenade that's going to keep him alive. Oh, that was close.
That may actually give them an opportunity to recover. That second blue zone grenade was not close enough. He gets some smokes down. This is a real shot for Korea. The problem is they're still on the back foot. They have to push into Germany.
Nobody's going to put any pressure on Germany.
No.
So Germany can just keep their eyes downhill. Simoy steps up, takes Vex down. Michael going to claim the last player of the Philippines. CJ, 7th place for the Filipinos. And the UK holding on, but they've got a challenger behind them. Oh, look at all this! Look at all this level 3 gear that Germany has.
Yeah, I mean they are. I mean, just what else do they need at this point?
They have all my favorite guns.
Yeah, they have everybody's favorite guns. As again, Korea are going to have to push into them, and it looks like here comes the push from the UK. This is pretty much the only play they got. So they just have to see if they can make it work. And the only saving grace is there's only 3 of Vietnam, but I don't think that matters because now there's only 2 of the UK.
Oh, that grenade on the money for Himas. Trick as well, trying to see if he can steal some of those points, but it's too late. Vietnam stands tall. Korea making their move now. They do lose a player on the way in. It's Chris. Fine Salute. If that's a frag, they're in trouble. It just split the difference between Gumin and the knocked player in Salute. But now we're ready to rock and roll again. Our Germany let loose Zareth. He has found some decent damage so far. Salute about to bleed out, and he does. Oh my goodness, a Panzer II.
Yeah, an opportunity here. And that's going to be a nice. Oh no! What? Oh no! He walked in front of Seoul, and it was a self-knock, a team knock. And that's going to slow things down for them.
That happens sometimes.
It does.
It'd be like that. I mean, you know, you just think you can cross, so you got to make a move because you're getting, you know, hit from another angle and you're worried about it. That's okay. But Germany, I think they have a real good chance to get deeper into this game and take Korea out. Just spraying down, trying to find players. But Seoul at least has the comfort of this folding cover.
I mean, they're allowing Korea to recover, though, and they have the man advantage. I mean, it was going to be down to a 4-on-2, but they did not step on the gas at all. In fact, they pumped the brakes fully.
Now a lot of smokes are there, and that's buying time for Korea. Get these rests. Oh, sure, give them more level 3 gear, just what they need. Love to see. This is so funny, though.
Okay, bro.
I keyed.
Just win harder.
Yeah, why not?
And, you know, there was maybe an opportunity for Indonesia to kind of pounce on Vietnam because they were down to just 1 at that point after the fight with UK, but it didn't come, and now this is the issue for the USA. They have had the best position since they moved into this position. They backfilled on a great play in order to take advantage of the fight that happened between Vietnam earlier and one of the multiple teams that crashed them, but there's been no angles for them to get any kills. I mean, they're coming into this with only 3.
Here's my question. Do you try to maintain that 2-2 split, or do you maybe group up a little bit more? Or what's your feeling?
I think with this, with how close those buildings are, I think this 2-2 split is still perfectly viable this late.
Okay. Seoul got a knock on the Alo.
Of course, I say that, and part of them gets knocked.
Well, I think that's fine though because Germany has to fight Korea.
Yeah, there's no punish for that knock, so they'll be okay.
Ooh, big explosion there. Vehicle goes up in flames. Somehow Seoul finds a grenade. I don't know how he does it, but he keeps doing it, raining down again. Damage being returned. It's actually Vietnam helping out Korea from afar. Mali comes in just a bit too far there for them. Germany getting harassed from Imas on the side. He's having to just keep farming the ADR. Seoul up and over. Can't win the battle. Korea falls.
Yeah, but look at the damage that was
Fuera
taken
de
from
Indo.
Germany because of the angles that Vietnam had. Germany's now just down to 2, and they're outside of the circle, and it's going to be Tan Vu to find another knock on Mika.
8 kills for Himas, 4 for Tanvu, 4 for Delwyn.
16 kills, dude, come on! They're actually going to hit 200 points this game.
Everybody else is just like, okay, we're done fighting Vietnam. We got to fight each other. They're winning this thing. Let's see if we can do some more damage. It's going to be Alo. Finds another nice Dragunov headshot. He's been popping this
Just
game.
executed breaks. It's now the USA with a monumental task to hold off not only Vietnam, but you can see the split. And I love the positioning from Samoy, getting that anchor just in case one of the members of USA try to flex out of their building and get a different angle onto the fight with Indonesia. He's there to kind of stuff them.
That's a really nice angle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Another phase to go, though. It's phase 7. Going to keep the rest of these players and teams inside of itself. Now we just wait to see how much of a difference phase 8 will make, where that center dot ends up lying. Vietnam, last couple of smokes there for
Oh, that's
Tanvu.
huge.
Pops that tire. That's nice.
And he is going to get cut out of the circle. So if he doesn't have a vehicle to do so, he's going to be stuck on the run. And now here comes Vietnam. Oh, the Panzer barely misses. And they're going all the way to a wrap. But Trick is going to find Taboo. That's going to be a flush. Kickstar's going to find Himas.
Right.
Delwyn will fall to Tweety. And finally, the raid boss of the lobby will fall in 3rd.
Yeah.
Tuas
They
kill
just
lagi ya,
said,
nah,
okay,
sulit
we
na
got
gitu.
one guy alive up there. Let's just see if we get at least one more point. And, you know, crashing one of these compounds is going to be way harder. At least
That
get the
means our
guaranteed
USA.
points. But they were thwarted in their effort. Now we get a sick 4v4.
Yeah, this sets up a very sick 4v4. I agree 100%.
Circle center is going to be like right outside of the compounds. Nobody's really got like a fantastic position on
Yeah,
it.
it's about as even as you're gonna get from the two teams. It's really gonna come down to Samoy for me. What is he gonna be able to do with that angle? And is he actually gonna have any impact? Because realistically, if USA wants you, they know he's there. They can just fight on the east side of this and cut off all the angles that he would have.
All right. I worry about Simoy eventually. They might just blow up his car.
Yeah.
Even if they don't, it's going to take an insane amount of smokes just to get out of there.
Well, he fortunately only lost one tire. We saw Vietnam shoot. Oh, he's taking shots, though, from that Dragunov. And now his vehicle's in the blue. So he might just be a given up frag, a given up life.
He's got no smokes. He has 3 frags. That's like the worst feeling ever. When you
Yeah.
just know you're not going to really be able to put him in good use.
And his team, I mean, even if his team wanted to throw utility for him, he's just too far. He's just going to deny.
That's fair. That's completely fair, especially given the leaderboard situation. You can see USA on 83, Indonesia on 79.
Yeah, right behind him.
Totally makes sense there. But 3v4, doable. Hurdy-curdy, just taking a peek, trying to get some info, trying to gather the troops and make their move. Just going to be doing a little jump peeking along the fence line.
That's a weird center circle because it literally is on the fence line paper, so it's going to be... Yeah, losing Samoy is just really unfortunate because now they have to go into this in a 4-on-3.
It's almost about who's like going to get closer to like the edge of a fence, or maybe a little bit sooner. But you can see that, you know, Kurt is just keeping an eye out. You can see there's maybe those barrels look pretty nice. I mean, that might be like a slight advantage to the USA potentially, but it's not much.
No, and now looking at Indonesia, there is a Panzer on the back of one of their players. I do love the high ground that they have, and I also love the fact that, I love even more, there we go, that they had smoked the roofs on the opposite side to make sure that if Indonesia, which they did have a player up there, wanted to use those angles on the high ground, they didn't really have anything to work with.
This is actually looking pretty decent for the USA if they can keep these players on the roof alive and doing damage. It's going to be really tough for Indonesia to get out. There's only one more smoke left in the bag for them. 1 stun, and then they have no frags, no mollies. Whereas, look at the USA, they have 12 stuns. They have 6 frags.
Yeah.
This should be USA's game.
It should be, and I really like that outside position. You see Kurt kind of holding, but hold on a second. Trick is going to find Shrimsy. Brings us down to a 3-on-3. They now all that utility, though, and Purdy's going to go down. Oh, no! This is falling apart for the USA.
Trick or treat. where right now looks like it's going to be a treat for Indonesia. Kickstart going to try to hold
Pasir
front
Dede.
line there. Alo lets loose with his last frag grenade. Doesn't connect. Trick though. Panzer available. Thinking about it. Pushing forward. This could be tricky. He knows Alo's up on that roof. He's looking for the opportunity to just barrel stuff him. Switches back over. Gets close without seeing anything. Now you're Kodo's son. Alo drops behind him. Gets the kill. Kick trying to keep Teddy Pin behind the folding cover. Sexton around the side. And Alo turns at the wrong moment.
Yeah, but Sessuna's taking so much blue damage, and now he's slipping
Hey,
into
TJ.
less than half health, and there's a
Look at
Panzer now on the side
Keflani.
of the USA. It's going to be Johnny Gurney. He's going to fire it. He's going to get rid of T-Day, and now it is a 2-on-2, but it doesn't even matter. They're going to get the kill and win that game, but man, was it sketchy at the end.
That got real scary for the USA at the end. That was a nice play there by Trick. Just went out to that tree, found the 2K.
Yeah, it was, but it was Alo that was able to slow things down for them. He dropped down from the roof. I feel like a lot of players would have just stayed up there and taken the duel, but no, he came out and he surprised and ultimately helped them win that game, but man, it was not clean.
No, I mean, you look at every metric you have available to do in that situation. You're like,
Recall sih.
sun, smokes, it's all in the USA's favor. They should be okay. But some good shooting, that'll be a difference maker every time.
Also, a huge shout out to the USA cheering section, and a huge shout out to Kat Conti. Her signs have been hilarious. They've been very well drawn, and they've been awesome.
MZ, indeed. He was the last one to get that final Panzer, I believe, right?
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I believe it was. Now,
There's going to be a lot of highlights from this one.
this was a crazy fun game, as we can see now.
But
Yeah.
mostly.
Shouldn't be like that.
But